Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this beaded earring, which is, it looks like the bead has been bezeled around with these other beads, and it looks the same on the back as it does on the front. It's actually technically not bezeled, but it looks that way, and it's a really easy way to get that effect without actually bezeling it in place, which can be quite tricky. So it's quite simple, quite quick to do, and I'm going to be showing you how to do one of these single ones today, but once you know how to do that, then you'll easily be able to create one of these like double ones, because it's just the same thing again but on the bottom. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make the matching earring to this one. So this is what it looks like, and let's get started. So to make one of these earrings you'll need 2 beads which are 6mm, and that can be a pearl, just a round glass bead, plastic, that can be a bicone, as long as it's 6mm like across, then it will work fine. You'll also need some size 11 seed beads in one colour, and this is going to be the colour that runs around the outside, this purple colour here. So you'll need size 11 for that, and then for this colour that goes around the middle you'll need some size 15 seed beads. If you don't have size 15 but you have size 8 and size 11, you could do the outside with size 8 and the middle with size 11, but you'll have to adjust and work out you'll need less size 8s to go around the outside, so you'd have to work that out. You'll also need your earring finding. I'm just using one of these little studs for this one, a beading needle and your thread. So let's get started. So I've threaded my needle. I've used about an arm's length of thread. You don't need a great deal, but if you're doing a double one you'll need double, obviously. And you're going to pick up 18 of your size 11 seed beads. So you pick up 18 and slide those down, and just leave a few inches so that you can sew back in at the end. I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to sew up through all of those beads again in one go if I can. Like that. Hold on to your tail so you don't just lose them straight off the end. And it will do this like loopy thing, but once you go through one more bead or two, doesn't really matter, pull it tight, and if you have this little loop, just pull both your threads tight till that loop disappears. Now you've got this. Now we're going to be working with our size 15 beads, and I'm going to pick up one size 15. They're so tiny you can hardly even see it on my needle. So pick up one, and you're going to go back into the one that you're coming out of on the opposite side. So I'm coming out of this one here, this side, I'm going to go back into on the other side and through the one after it as well. So go back into the one that you're coming out of and the one after, like that. Pick up another one, and you're going to go back into that one that you're coming out of on the opposite side and through the one after it as well. Show you again. Pick up another one, coming out of this one, I'm going to go back into that one I'm coming out of on the opposite side and through the one after that as well. Show you one more time. So pick up a size 15. This is where I'm coming out of here on this side, so I'm going to go into that same bead on the other side and then through the next one as well. And now you need to do that all the way around the circle until you get back to the start. Okay, so I'm just about to add the last bead. So like every one of your size 11s should have a size 15 sitting next to it, so this is the last one. and if you've got a bit lost, or you know, they don't sit quite straight, so if you're a bit lost and you're not sure if you've got space for one more or not, you should have 18 size 11s and 18 size 15s. So this is my last one, the 18th one, and I'm coming out of this one, so I'm going to go back through it and through the one after it as well, just like always. Make sure your tail thread's pulled tight as well. Now you have this. Now I'm coming out of here, this side, through this side of the bead. I'm going to go up into that 15 that's sitting above that one that I'm coming out of. That. So I'm coming out of that one and going into the 15 that's stacked on top of it. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're coming out of this 15 and we're going to sew through all of those 15s. So I'm just going through as many at a time as I can. Sew through them all, going all the way around. Don't pull it really tight until we get to the end. So just keep going all the way around. And I've gone all the way around. Once you've done that, then you can pull it tight. So now we have this, and what I like to do is go around those 15s one more time just to make sure it stays cinched tight. Okay, so I've gone through them all again, and I'm coming out of the size 15 here. It doesn't matter too much which one you're coming out of at the minute. You need to move down into the size 11 bead that it's connected to. So I'm coming out of this one, so I'm going to move down into that one below. So we're back on the bottom. I'm just going to turn it over now. And now if you're not coming out of the same bead that your tail thread is coming out of, like I am, just move your working thread round till you're coming out the same bead that your tail thread's coming out of. And then we're going to pick up our 6mm, and from the one that you're coming out of, you need to count round 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're going to go through the 9th bead in the same direction that you're coming through this one that we're coming out of. So our thread's coming out of this bead in that direction. So I'm going to count round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and go through the 9th bead so that my thread will be coming out like the same side. Oops. So we have this. So I'm coming out of this bead, I'm going to go back through the 6mm and back into the bead that my tail's coming out of. If I turn it round, but on the other side, so I don't know if you can see, but there's a thread here. It's already connected to this bead on that side, so I'm going to go through the other side. So now it's got like a loop going through that bead and a loop going through the one opposite. So it's like secure, it's not going to wobble around. So that's what we've got at the minute. Now we're going to do really the same thing that we did at the start, as if we're starting just with that loop of 18 beads, and you're going to pick up a size 15. It doesn't matter which size 11 you're coming out of, but you're going to go back through the size 11 but on the opposite side and through the one after it as well. Like that. Picking up another one. Go back into the bead that you're coming out of on the opposite side and then through the following bead as well. So that's the same as what we did at the start, so go back into that bead that I'm coming out of and through the next one as well. Back into the bead that I'm coming out of on the opposite side and through the next one as well. And again, you're going to do that all the way around. Okay, so I'm just adding that last size 15 bead and going through the one I'm coming out of and the one after it. So now we've got this. Now I'm going to move up into the size 15, which is above the bead that I'm coming out of, like that. And we're going to do what we did before. I'm going to sort of tuck them up like that. I'm going to sew through all those size 15 beads. Make sure you don't miss any or it will sort of mess up the circle. And once I've gone around them all, I'm going to pull it tight, pull my tail tight, and then I'm going to go around them one more time. Okay, so I've gone around them all again and I've pulled it really tight. Make sure that both sides are looking nice and everything's sitting right, and then I'm going to move up into the size 11 bead above the 15 that I'm coming out of, and I'm going to tie a knot, and that's just so that while I'm adding the earring hook, that last circle of beads doesn't loosen off and become messy. So I'm going to tie a knot now and then I'm going to add the earring hook. So I do that by coming out of this, and there's a loop of thread here at the side. So I'm just taking my needle under that loop of thread, the one that's right next to where I'm coming out of. I'm going to pull that down and then I'm just going to tie a knot. Just a single knot like that. And then I'm going to move on through a few size 11s and I'll stop there, and it doesn't matter where you add your earring hook because it's the same all the way around. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you're coming out of, which size 11 you're coming out of, but you're going to pick up one size 11 and then your earring finding and then another size 11. And then you're going to go back through that bead that you're coming out of on the opposite side. So I was coming out of this side, so I've gone into it on the opposite side. Pull that down. Like that. And then I'm going to make sure that that earring loop or the split ring or jump ring sits right in the middle of those two. And then I'm going to go back up into the first one, through the earring finding, down through the other one, back into that bead that they're all connected to. And I'm going to go through them a couple of times to make sure it doesn't come undone. And then once you've done that, you can move your thread along a few beads and tie knots in the same way that I did before. Okay, so that's the finished earring. Now if you wanted to do a double one like this, you'd still cut off your threads now, and then you'd go ahead and make another one of these, but this time without adding the earring hook. You just have one of these, and then you're going to connect them together, find like the bead that's directly under where your earring hook is so that it sits straight, and then just connect them together, like loop through them like that. If you can see those threads that connect them together, that's all I've done. I've just looped them together. You can't see it. So that's how I've done a double one. You could do 3, 4, however many you like. So yeah, now you just need to tie your threads and then we're done. So that's the finished earrings. So this is what they look like. Very cute. I love like small dangles that you can wear every day. And when I do the single ones like this, I especially like these little stud findings that have a little loop on, so that they just sit right below your earlobe. And these ones are my favourite. I've been wearing these quite a lot. This is the pearl. I don't usually work with pearls, but it works really well for this design. And I like how it looks like it's really bezeled into place when it is, but it's not really. The bead's attached to the other beads. And this is the double one again. So I've got some more things coming up in this set which kind of match but are a bit different. So I've got a bracelet coming up and a ring, which is really fun. So look out for those. Comment down below what else you'd like to see, and like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to see all my videos. And follow me on Instagram, I'm at Beading by Hannah. Thanks so much for watching everyone. See you next time. Bye!